I woke up this morning and I had such a weird memory. I remembered my mum making me cheesy chips when I was like 7, 10, 12 years old. So if you're not familiar, cheesy chips are when you get chips like fries. Is that what Americans call them? French fries, right? You put them in the oven, you bake them, and then you put cheese all over them, and you bake it again. So it's like a delicious, like unhealthy, like meal for like some kid who usually eats like chicken nuggets and shit. And when I had this random memory of these fucking cheesy fries, I just started to remember the other things that, most particularly, my mum fed me when I was young. And obviously, like, she's forgiven for that. I don't feel that she's like bad for this, just because obviously, this was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. No parents really knew the great nutritional knowledge, and so after that memory, my mind then went to McDonald's and thinking, oh yeah, like we used to eat that shit quite often, and it wasn't apparent at the time. Obviously, it is now, but 10 years ago, it wasn't even more than 10. Literally, I'm sure McDonald's has been around for like 15 years at least. When I was 10 years old, I'm pretty sure we were getting it, and it wasn't apparent back then that it was an unhealthy thing, was it? But if you think about it, like coming as a brown family into the UK, that wouldn't have been our natural cuisine, would it? There needed to be something. This is so fucking interesting, bro, and I bet your parents have been, and you have been victim to this. There needed to be something to convince you and your parents to go and eat this abnormal fast food that you probably wouldn't have, like, never had, especially if you're like a minority from like a different culture. It's not in our culture to be eating like McDonald's fries, burgers, is it? There was something that they did that made it like normal and incentivized for us to go and eat that stuff. Can you think about what it was? Little, like this big. It was this big. It's not like the Happy Meal toys or anything. Try and think about it. I just woke up as well. I look fucking scruffy, bro. Can you think about it? Because when you realize, you're gonna think like, oh fuck, yeah, the world's actually fucked, man. I'll give you a guess. You'll only know this if you're from the UK. You get onto a bus, you pay for the bus ticket, you get the ticket, and on the back of the ticket to there, do you know what I'm talking about? It's a voucher or a coupon for a Big Mac and fries for £1.99. Do you know why that feels like so wrong? Because people who weren't wealthy were only eating in the home. People who weren't wealthy, who didn't, who were quite low, like, working class or whatever, they weren't going out to fast food joints to eat. That wasn't a normal thing, literally, 15, 20 years ago. It became normal because companies like McDonald's started to incentivize and started to create programs for broke people to make their food even cheaper so that broke people could start to build up their addictions to this fast food. And think about where they put that. Think about where they gave out that coupon code on a bus voucher. Think about how fucking, like, when you, I don't know if this is just me, but like, is that kind of marketing not like piss you off in a little bit? Like, your parents were broke, they had to take the bus, they would get a bus voucher, and in the back it's like, oh, see, Big Mac and fries, £1.99, and they're thinking, whoa, £1.99 for that, that's really cheap. I thought, burgers and fries would be really more expensive than that. Yeah, like, I'm gonna go treat my son to, burger and fries today. And you're like, little fucking Jeffrey, like, oh, yay, fucking McDonald's, yay! Is that not fucked? Fucking burger and fries, £1.99, man. Yeah, and so I remember then that there was like a random point when we just started eating McDonald's. And it got so much worse that when these vouchers started to really circulate and it became normal to, seek out, oh yeah, let's go get the £1.99 voucher, and hopefully they don't, ask for it, and then we can go around drive around at the, what's that shit called? Drive through again, and then use the same one. Oh. I remember there was a point where my dad ended up getting loads of the vouchers. I don't know how he got them. Maybe he photoshopped them or some shit. Like, he had loads, right? Like a stack like this big, right? And I swear to God, bro, we ate McDonald's every single day for like a week. And I remember that when we were doing it, like, I saw my family's health deteriorate in front of us. I was quite conscious of my weight at the time. I think I was maybe 14, 15. I remember my weight went up like a pound every single day. And of course, we know how that works. That's not real fat gain or anything. That's more like, water weight and everything else that you stay in there. But certainly I was eating at a big calorie surplus, which maybe is okay, for a teenager who's growing. But to eat the surplus through shit food like that, which is so processed that it doesn't even expire. Like, you've seen those videos. Back in the day, you must have seen the same videos that I did where someone leaves the McDonald's burger next to like a real burger and just records it for like a month, and the real burger just goes all like moldy and gross after like 24 hours, and it turns into like just weird, like the real burger fully decomposes, which is supposed to, that's supposed to happen with food. And after a month, the McDonald's burger looks exactly the same because it's not real food. They've put shit into it so that it just fucking stays there. They're like brushing just under the legal line of being able to call it food. And this is the shit that our parents were excited to give to us because they saw a little coupon code after they had to take the bus to their second jobs. That is how big evil corporations have fucked your family, have fucked you, and no one really like was aware of this up until recently. And now like the most recent nutritional knowledge over the last few years, everyone's, a lot more clued up. But even then, the thing is, even with facts and with science, people don't go past their old addictions. And this is how it starts. They start by giving you something which is poison, but they give it in the most attractive way. And then once you realize that it is poison, you're already too addicted to it. They start with giving it a loss first. So like the greatest companies, the most like profitable companies always started with a huge loss. You saw this with Amazon. I don't think Amazon's a very evil company. I think a lot of people have like a negative perception of Jeff Bezos. Oh, he's got so much money, but like other people don't have so much money. It's entrepreneur, it's a separate thing, right? But that's how Amazon became the beast that it was, because Jeff Bezos ran Amazon at a loss for years and years and years and years. So they were losing money when you got to order like, 1 day delivery for your, what the fuck are you ordering from Amazon, bro? So they lost money from that, right? Which isn't like, that's not a business model with longevity. If you're losing money when your customer places an order, that's like, you're not going to last, right? But they were going through their funds and, just raising more capital and shit. And the way that then they've been able to transform and, make this guy like the richest man ever is because then we're all fucking addicted to the platform. And it's like, yep, well, let's go order it from Amazon. So now if they slightly increase their prices by 10%, Amazon Prime, it used to be £3.99, it's like £5.99, it's okay, let's pay for it. Netflix came out at like $6.99, or like, not very expensive now, isn't it, like $15 a month? Because they build up the addiction first and make it easy as possible for you, even whilst operating at a loss. And then whilst you're addicted, then they'll just like, yep, let's rinse this guy for everything he's got now. Just take a look at the companies that you're supporting. And really, like, even though you don't feel like you're emotionally supporting McDonald's and you don't feel like you're emotionally supporting Amazon, fuck your emotions. If you're giving money or attention to a person's or a company, you're supporting, you're investing into them. You're investing into me right now by watching this video and giving me your attention. Attention is a form of currency. You're investing into McDonald's when you buy from them. You're investing into Pornhub when you go back onto that site, even though you know the evil shit that they've done to you and the billions of men around the world. You're investing in their company. It's like you're buying stocks of their company, telling them like, yes, see, like I support you. Go further. This is why I have no respect for the guys in my space who still play video games. And this is where everyone starts getting, all the little fucking nerdy guys just get like really upset. Oh no, he said video games. Shut up. You're investing in these evil company. Now, fair enough, video games are made usually by men, for men, and the men who make them aren't really like evil, because they're usually just like, little software developer, not the software, but like, they're just like little like nerds who just like games as well. So they're not like totally evil, but they have created an evil product. They know what they're doing when they create systems to addict you, when they give you variable rewards in pretty much every single game, when these fucking game creators create like loot boxes. You've seen that shit, haven't you? Like, what's that? Loot crates or whatever it's called. Like, it's like essentially it's gambling for young men, for like little fucking teenagers. And if you still play any games right now which has a form of gambling, you're an asshole. You're honestly a prick. If you still play any games like that which has a form of gambling in them, which has fucking mystery boxes or some shit, then you're supporting that company. If you still shop at fucking, I don't know which store, but if you still go to McDonald's and buy that shit, you're supporting that company. That means you're a prick. Sometimes you need a slap in your face and like a reality check, just as a reminder to say, okay, where you put your attention, where you put your time, where you put your money is you investing into someone else. And the best thing you can possibly do is put all of that stuff into yourself. The second best thing, once you've put in as much time and money as you can into yourself, and now it's time to maybe like wind down a bit and learn. Then put it into like these good people who are trying to help you. And I'm not just saying me, maybe it is me for you. Maybe you thought that I've changed your life so much. So it's like, okay, for you to give your attention to me seems like a valuable investment, because not only are you getting something in return that you value, but you're also thinking, oh yeah, like Hamza seems like a nice guy. Like if you know, I hope that he becomes more successful. But not just with me, go find other guys or, you know, other companies that you really want to fucking support, and then invest into them. When I think back to this time of like getting onto the bus, me, my mom, my brother and my sister getting onto the bus so that we could go to the town center, so that we could go to my dad's corner store, so that we could work there with him as a fucking 13 years old. I will say that again. When I think back to the times that me, my mom, my brother, and my sister would walk over to the bus stop often, like not often, but like every now and then, getting racist shit hurled at us, because this was back like 10 years ago, and UK was a lot more racist back then. And I remember there was times when we'd go towards a bus stop and we'd hear like a bunch of guys there just screaming racist shit, so we'd go to like a different one instead. We'd get on the bus, feel uncomfortable and shit, go through the town centre where there was like crackheads and shit, just swearing. And, you know, obviously this is a negative perception, I'm sure. 90% of the times that we went, nothing bad happened, but of course the 10% that it does happen kind of stays in your mind longer, especially when you're a child. we go take the bus, get the little voucher, go into my dad's shop and go help him, and like, you know, go organize the little fucking crisps and stuff that he was selling. And I'm like, can we go to the McDonald's? We got a little £1.99, without realizing that was like fucking up our testosterone levels, that had trans fats in it. That like the way that they treat the animals as well. Like, I'm not a very like, oh, you know, like veganism, but fucking me, bro. Have you seen videos of how the chickens get turned into chicken nuggets in McDonald's? If you want to go ruin your day, just go like YouTube that. Just go search like the McDonald's chicken nugget process, and just make sure you don't watch any fucking propaganda from their company. And when you see some like unfiltered, unedited footage from their farms and their factories, you'll be thinking, what the fuck is this, bro? Yeah, man. Don't shop at McDonald's, bro.